Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of RV Tips and Trips. Today I want to talk to you about how to properly flush your black tank and avoid some of the pitfalls that people fall into when doing this. I've seen them do it, so that's why I know firsthand. Never had it happen to me though, thank goodness. Now most newer rigs have this flusher valve for the black tank. So older rigs don't have it, and then it's a totally different thing, totally different process to do. But on the newer rigs that have this, I'm going to show you how to use it properly. So you connect the water hose to this flush inlet, okay? This is to flush the black tank only. The black tank valve must be open, and you cannot leave this unattended. I highly recommend using a clear connection here so you can see what's going on. We're gonna turn water on. This hose I use exclusively for the black tank flush. I do not use it for drinking water. All right, so that's open. This is running, and then you'll see the stuff coming out. Now I keep flushing until that runs clear. You don't close the valve, you leave it open, and you just keep an eye on it. Every once in a while you may see it stop. That's because there's an obstruction. It will clear in a minute, and there she goes. And you run the fresh water until this runs clear. I love having these clear connections. This way I can see exactly what's going on. I still see debris coming out, so I'm going to continue to flush. Do not close this valve, and don't walk away from it. I had a friend who did that accidentally, and guess what? It overflowed back up through the toilet and all over the place, and it was pouring out of the bottom of his RV. Didn't realize it. Can't walk away from these things because it's so easy to forget what you're doing there. It doesn't take very long. I had a relative recently do this. Their first time out, they went to flush the black tank and did this exactly right, but he closed the valve and then opened the gray tank and left the water on. Well, guess what happened? The black tank filled up, and the water came up through the toilet and overflowed all over the camper. So before you close this black valve, you must turn off your water supply to this. So after flushing, you turn off the water and everything stops running out. Then you can go ahead and close this and then go on with your gray tanks. Don't forget to disconnect this hose. Do not leave this connected, because I'll tell you what else happened. I was camping next to a person in California, and they left their hose connected to that flush connection all the time, and they just figured they'd just turn the spigot on when they wanted to flush it out. Well, the park was doing some work at their pedestal, and they turned the water off, did what they had to do, and then they turned the water back on, and they accidentally turned on the water for the black tank flush. Of course, they weren't expecting someone to have that connected, and I saw the water running off the roof of their RV. It was a motorhome. So it didn't back up in the toilet. It backed up the vent line up onto the roof, the vent on the roof, and was pouring off from the roof. So they were lucky it didn't flood the motorhome. ourselves. All right, so just remember when you're flushing your black water tank with the sprayer nozzle attachment that's built into your rig, to not leave it unattended, or that is a recipe for a disaster to happen. You may get away with it a few times, but it just takes that one time where you get distracted, walk away, and before you know it, you've got a major problem of flooding in your rig. Like I said, I've seen it happen several times. Hasn't happened to me, but that's because I don't walk away with the valve closed and the water on, number one. So, all right, I hope you got some value out of this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe. And until next time, happy camping. Bye now. Thomas says thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Until next time.